One of the biggest topics on this channel, finding happiness, especially as we wake up after 50 and it's like, how do we want to live the rest of our life? Thank you so much for joining us today on Second Act TV. I'm so happy to welcome back one of my favorite guests, intentional living and mindset coach, Diane Forster. Diane, thank you so much for joining us again.
Hi, Silka. So good to be here. You know, I love coming here.
Well, I love
Good.
having you on. You are full of inspiration as always. In fact, you just won a big award, like the best coach in America award or something.
I did. I was named America's Most Inspirational Mindset Coach, which was such a huge honor. Such a huge honor.
I love it. I
Amazing.
love it. We're so lucky to have you here. Diane, of course, is the host of I Have Today. It's a show that, well, I've been on there a couple of times. We've had a lot of fun. And, well, you just offer some great advice on how to live life to the fullest, recreate your life, take charge, etc. And that's what we want to talk about today. One of the biggest topics on this channel that is sort of a just umbrella topic over and above everything else is happiness, finding happiness, especially as we wake up after 50 and it's like, how do we want to live the rest of our life? So Diane, that's what I want to talk about today. Give us another pep talk on how to find happiness and
Sure.
believe that you can.
Yes. Okay. I love this topic. I know, and we can never talk about it enough, right? Because it's that elusive thing that people are seeking. I just want to be happy. And what discovered is the reason why so many people suffer from lack of happiness is because they are not specific about enough about what they want. They don't really know what they want. And so it's very hard to attract something into your life if you're not really even sure or really clear and specific enough about what that is. So, as we live in this law of attraction and this universe that really does want to give us the things that we want, it's up to us to ask ourselves the right questions, enough questions of the right questions, which people don't do. Their questions more lean towards, how come I can't? Or why doesn't it ever happen for me? Or, those types of questions, that's just going to keep giving you more and more of what you want. So I'll share that's number one of the three keys. And I'm giving you these three keys in a program I do called the happiness formula, because this is what it is, and it's simple, and it is only three steps. So that's number one that I'll go through, and I'm happy to share with your audience a couple of examples of the questions they may want to be asking, and let's pertain it to love if you want. If they're not if attracting the love of their life or the relationship that they want, it could be because they're not asking themselves enough of these questions.
Well, and I
So
want to reinforce that too, is that this pertains to anything. It's not just about, whether it's career or, whatever. Absolutely relationship, which is of course another
yeah.
big topic here. So I'll throw it back to
Mhm.
you.
So one of the things we do in the three keys is to do that part where we are asking ourselves the right questions. And let me share with you just a couple of what those questions are, because it really does make a difference. So I'm just using relationships as an example. Again, this applies for everything. If it's love, what does a happy romantic relationship and partnership mean to me? What does that mean to me? And why do I want this? So, not just the part of the why, but deeper into the why. Why do you want it? Well, because it would feel so good. It'd be amazing. Okay, why? Um, because I feel like I have so much to share with someone. Okay, why? Because life is better with a partner. Go really deep into the why. Then, what's my specific objective? Like, what is the specific objective? Is it that you want marriage or just partnership or, what is that you want? You've got to be able to think that way. And then by the same token, what's my desired outcome? So think about the end at the beginning. Well, the outcome is, and that's different for every one of you. Think about it. Me personally, I've been on my own for a long time. I definitely am inviting love into my life, but I'm not really sure what I want that love to look like yet. Is it full time? Is it part time? I still go through that in my life. So there's nothing wrong with it. There's no wrong way to do it. And then what does it look like specifically? Okay, well, we spend weekends at my place and during the week we're at his, or, what specifically does your life look like? Because you've got to be able to see the visualization. Then what do I need to do to make this happen? You've got to own your part. Is it getting out there? Is it talking to people about it? Is it getting on dating sites? Taking that proactive action because you're the one that needs to do it. He's probably not going to knock on your front door. And then who do I need to be to get that result? That's such a big question because if you don't have what you want in your life, you need to change your current state. This is from Tony Robbins. So you have to become it to become it. So who do you have to be? And then where do I need to shift my thinking and actions to make that happen? So you got to be asking yourself, where in your life are you allowing love opportunities or health or money or whatever to be slipping you by? Okay. So again, asking these right questions creates the awareness. And then who else do I need to get on board with me to help me? Who can help me with this? You don't have to figure it out on your own. And what would it feel like when I have this? So get the feeling of the thing that you want right away up front at the beginning, because that's how you're going to match to it. That's how the vibration's going to match. And then the last most important question is, by when do I want this? You got to give it the universe a date. You got to give it the specificity of by when, because to the universe, everything is now. So you could say, well, I want to be in love, and the universe might feel that that's like 5 years down the road. So if you give it a by when date and you fill this out and you follow this path or something similar to this, if you decide you don't want to do this, but get specific like this in your life in all the areas, and you will start manifesting so much faster. Your head is going to spin like my clients do, like, I cannot believe how fast my life turned around, and it's because of the specificity. Now let me just share the last two keys because they're important.
So, Diane, let me interject one question, which kept popping up as you were talking, which is the specificity, and that's also something I've always heard. You need to already have a in your head, otherwise the universe won't bring it to the manifestation part. I've also heard lately to not get attached to the outcome. How do you
Right.
reconcile that?
Well, I think how you reconcile that is yes, be specific about what you want, but don't be so rigid in every little intimate detail that you don't leave the space for magic and miracles to come in. Don't say, I just refuse to be with any short men or bald men or, whatever women, chatty women or gossipy women or whatever those things are. You've got, because first of all, if you're putting attention on that, you're going to be attracting that. But so you do want to be specific enough, but yet at the same time, be detached on how the universe will bring it to you. That's the biggest part about detachment, Silke. It's not so much of that. Um, if you're not detached, you won't get it. If you're so attached to the how, you block it. It could take a long, long, long time. Being open and receptive to it, coming the way it's supposed to come in.
Yeah, I love how you said that the universe may deliver it in a different fashion that you didn't expect. And yet it's the
Yes.
same thing or better than what you're trying to manifest. So I didn't mean to cut you off there. Let's go on to point
No.
two.
Oh, that's great. So, number 2, the key number 2 is to grant yourself permission.
Mm.
There is a little piece of you somewhere that's saying, "I don't deserve this. I'm not worthy. I've made bad choices in the past. I'm not good at XYZ, the limiting beliefs that we all have in our subconscious mind. And you've just got to grant yourself the permission to create whatever it is you want. You deserve it. Just by being born, you deserve it. So you've got to let go of that old story. It's not true. It's not true at all. So give yourself the permission because the thing is, nobody else is going to. You've got to do it. It's got to come from you. So grant yourself the permission. And then the last and final key is you got to give up the need to please others. You've got to do what's right for you, not for your kids, not for your friends, not for anybody else. You've got to do it for you. You're the one living this life, and you are the only one who knows what the definition of happiness is for you. So release that.
I think that's one of the biggest challenges for people. I think especially women is to put themselves first, or give your or and
Yes.
the permission to do this, and just believing that it's possible.
Right. Well, I see it every day. I see miracles every day. So I know it's possible. But you got to believe it too. You got to really believe that you deserve it. And if you got to the end of this journey, how would it feel not to have that? To not have that. So go after it. Go after it every day.
Yeah. The and you're not just speaking, and I know this because we've known each other for a while now. You're not just speaking, from books or law of attract. I mean, you've done this. You have done this. You were at a very low point about what it was 11 years ago,
Yes.
and
Yes.
created everything you have now. Briefly tell us about that.
Well, I was living what most people would consider a have it all life. I had all the exterior material trappings of what life was. I was married, I was living in Chicago. I worked at ABC television at the time. I was raising my twins, had dogs, beautiful home. I had it all the things that I thought I wanted. But I was miserable inside, and I know we've talked about this, and there was a lot that wasn't right in my life, but I didn't tell anybody about it. I just kept it hidden, kept pretending. I kept up the front about it, and it almost took me out. I attempted suicide in June of 2011 because I hit a breaking point where you just cannot live like that indefinitely. And so I cherish that moment so much now because it broke me out of that existence into the life that I'm now living. And here, like you said, it's 10, 11 years later. My life is completely different than it was. And I share this information with you because I've learned, I've been a student of life, and I've practiced and perfected this. And it's my passion. So I practice what I preach, believe me.
Exactly. And I wanted to point that out because that's important, that you understand where people are, especially at this time in life. And that's why it's so important to our audience. And I'm so glad to have you back on. Happiness and, the whole issue right now with emotional health. I mean, happiness is huge. And yes, we need to embrace it, and we can and deserve to find it. Diane, we're starting to come to the end of the segment. I want to make sure that we give out all the information. I will link to your course as well. You have lots of other great resources. You have the channel I have today, lots of inspiration to be found there. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave on this topic before we sign off?
Just don't put your happiness off another moment. Don't wait, take some action today to do something about it. There's just some of the tips, the things that I shared here are free to do. You could do the course; it's totally affordable. But seek the answers to your questions. I would say follow me too. Follow me on YouTube as well as you. I think we make a good pair, Silka. at I Have Today with Diane Forster to get more inspiration for, yeah, in your life.
Yeah, no, I will.
Yeah,
We'll link to all of your information, Diane. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us again today. And if you'd like
my
to get in
pleasure.
contact with Diane directly, I think Instagram is a good place to connect with you as well. But you're all over the place. We'll have the information, and we'll see you again soon on Second Act TV.
Great, thanks.
If you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. The button is right over here. Just click on through to YouTube, and when you see the little bell right next to the subscribe button, hit that too. We'll notify you every time we launch a new video. See you next time.